Hello there, welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm going to talk about Samuel Butler. His lifetime is from 1835 to 1902. Okay, Samuel Butler is an English novelist and artist. He examined Christian orthodoxy, evolutionary thoughts, and Italian art and made prose translations of the Iliad and Odyssey. So this is the short note about Samuel Butler. Let's see about his works, which are very important. Erewhon, Over the Range, 1872. It was published in 1872. Novel. This novel is set in a fictional Erewhon. Actually, it's an anagram of nowhere. It's written backwards just like most of the character names in the novel. This fictional Erewhon discovered and explored by the protagonist. It is a satire on Victorian society. It discussed the ideas of artificial intelligence. Novel is influenced by Darwin's On the Origin of Species, which was published in 1859, and the missions developed out of the Industrial Revolution. In the third chapter, Book of the Missions, it talks about mission consciousness and self-replicating missions. His novels are based on Butler's own experiences. His novels are based on his own experiences in New Zealand, where as a young man he worked as a sheep farmer on Mesopotamia station. In his novels there were two main themes, religion and evolution. They are examined in The Musical Banks, which represents the Anglican Church, and in chapters called Some Erewhonian Trials and the Book of the Missions. They got influenced by Charles Darwin's Origin of Species. So he got inspired by Charles Darwin's Origin of Species and wrote this novel Erewhon, Over the Range, and it was published in 1872. This novel tells the story of Higgs. Higgs is a man who works in sheep farm and curious about the mountain and wish to travel. Chobok became his guide. Now Higgs' guide is Chobok. Chobok became Higgs' guide but couldn't find the way, so Higgs started wandering on his own. He arrived at a place called Erewhon. In this country, disease is considered a crime and the sick are thrown in jail, while criminals are treated with sympathy and provided with hospital care. They searched his clothing and confiscate his watch. They have scrapped all the machinery. They put him into the jail. There he met Yram. Y-R-A-M. Ram. He lives there with Nosnibor and fell in love with his daughter Arovena, who taught him religion. So, and he fell in love with his daughter. So, Iram's daughter is who? Arovena. Arovena taught him religion. And he planned to escape in hot air balloon with Arovena and return to England and got married. Higgs hopes to return to the country soon to spread the teachings of Christianity to the Erewhonians. So, I have told you one person, Nosnibor. He is the one who gave company to Higgs. See guys, there is a different thing we can come across. I told you a character Yram, Y-R-A-M. If you make all those letters come up in a reversed way, then you can see it as Mary, Mary. And Nosnibar also, you can see it as Robinson in a reversed way. So this is the different thing that we can come across in this novel. And the next novel is The Way of All Flesh. The Way of All Flesh. It is a semi-autobiographical novel that attacks Victorian era hypocrisy. Is the one thing that we can find out in this novel. This novel was published posthumously. The original manuscript was first published in 1964. So this novel, The Way of All Flesh, traces 4 generations of the Pontifex family. Novel is narrated by Overton. Overton is the grandfather of Ernest Pontifex, the protagonist. So who is the protagonist? Ernest Pontifex is the protagonist. Narrator is Overton. He become a clergy but chooses the wrong path and end up in jail. There he learned tailoring and marry Ellen, who was a bigamist. Bigamist. B-I-G-A-M-I-S-T. Bigamist. And later Ernest becomes an author of controversial literature. Hudibras, the third major work that we can discuss in this video is Hudibras. It is a mock heroic satiric poem. This poem basically attacks the Puritans, Presbyterians, and those people who are involved in the English Civil War. Hudibras is about 11,000 lines and divided into three parts. The first one is published in 1663. The second one is in 1664, and the third one is published in 1678. It was published in 1678. This poem has mesmerized Charles II very much. Through the poem, Samuel Butler has tried to portray the socio-religious context of his age. Cervantes' Don Quixote has influenced him greatly. But in Cervantes, the noble knight is being mocked just to draw readers' sympathies, whereas Hudibras is nothing but mockery. This epic... actually the title of the poem, Hudibras, is taken from the name of a knight in Edmund Spenser's The Faerie Queene. Spenser, on the other hand, got the name from the king of the Britons, Rudhud Hudibras. This epic tells the story of Sir Hudibras, an arrogant Presbyterian knight. He is praised for his knowledge of logic. Although he appears stupid throughout the verse, he has some wit and he knows many languages. Wit means intelligence. He rode out against the monarchy during the English Civil War. Hudibras has a squire called Ralpho. As Hudibras rides ahead with his skinny old horse and Ralpho to rectify the original definition of sins. Meanwhile, they face multiple troubles. They are entangled with a fight with bear baiters. Bear, B-E-A-R, bear, baiters, B-A-I-T-E-R-S, baiters. Sir Hudibras and Ralpho quarrel over their condition. A widow comes and sets them free from the situation. So, this is the short note about Hudibras. This is a mock heroic satiric poem. So we have looked 3 major important works. They are Erewhon Over the Range, published in 1872, The Way of All Flesh, published in 1964, and Hudibras, mock heroic satiric poem. So that's it for this video lecture. Till the time we meet next, we'll meet soon in the next video lecture. Happy learning. Keep loving literature. Stay tuned to Delight's English Literature and Rhetorics.